What's up everybody, my name is Fitz and here we are gonna talk about the game that we all know and love. And first of all, I would like to apologize for not putting up content lately. It's been, I don't know, it's been weird. The ISP has been giving me conflicting I don't know, I guess you might say excuses at this point, because this has never happened to us. What's going on is that we would have no problems playing Path of Exile or any other game online, but the broadcast would just keep cutting off at random times. So that is why, if you look at our latest videos on Twitch, it would seem like I have just clipped several or like I have chopped up the stream several times. It's not my fault. I did not want to do that. Of course, as much as possible, I'd just like to keep it as just one long video, or one long VOD, but the moment Twitch feels a disconnect happens, they just cut it off and to make it into a separate VOD. So that's what's been going there. And what else? I've also had my second dose of the vaccine as well, just pretty recently. So I've also been pretty groggy after that. And what I have been doing is that I have been playing World of Warplanes though, which I will stream a few hours after this video comes up. And it's because they have an event which they have, actually, believe it or not, an NFT or a non-fungible token, a form of crypto or a form of trading for crypto as a reward. So it's pretty interesting to see how much value that will cost us. We are within the top people who can receive the NFT. We have to be like within the top 80, within the whole Asian server. So at least we are within that top bracket of people. And I don't plan on going on, the highest anyway. You don't get more NFTs the higher you go up in the rank. So, as long as we can get it and we can save it, that's gonna be good. And what else? I had been playing a lot of Phasmophobia as well, so that's pretty scary. But yeah, on to the important parts. Well, overall thoughts on the league. I mean, it was pretty nice, I mean, Expedition is a really unique mechanic, and although some people might say that it isn't their cup of tea, but I wouldn't blame them anyway. I mean, it's a new mechanic, and it does slow down the pacing, most especially like if you just like to go for the speed clearing and whatnot. Yeah, that will be a bit of a hindrance in your progression in that regard. But for me, since I love gaining currency and I love basically getting exalts, drops, so it was still pretty nice and pretty exciting to go for. And of course, clearing tough enemies is pretty fun. Although I must say I've been pretty unlucky. I've never had the exalt stack drop on me in any of my encounters with runic monsters, so it's pretty sad. The best I got was a stack of 3 divine orbs, but I guess that's all I'll ever get. And well, thoughts on my thoughts on the challenges. They're actually really convenient, to be honest, because I was just basically going throughout like the Atlas as normal. I wasn't even focusing on the challenges that much, and I managed to get up to 26 challenges just by playing the game normally. And for me, that's actually a pretty nice thing, because at least for someone like me who isn't that much of a 1%er, I wouldn't say that I am anyway, it at least gives me like this feeling of accomplishment, because I'm still gaining I'm still gaining all of these challenge rewards, and basically completing these challenges while I'm just doing things that you normally would anyway. So that was really nice. And towards the 26 challenges, that was when I started to focus because, you know, some of them are pretty specific, like haggling with Tujin, although that's going to be pretty normal anyway. The ones that are pretty tough are these ones, the specific encounters. So those ones, of course, you had to focus on, but you know, I had no problem with that. And of course, completing the deadly encounters, that's also one thing. And the map tiers, of course, you know, that's actually a pretty nice thing anyway, because it at least gives like players like a set requirement of maps to go for. But for me, it's actually a little bit too steep. Although, of course, you know, you could just go with the expedition bosses, but they were kind of hard for me to go for anyway, so I just didn't bother. And for me, that's actually pretty nice because it allows you to still get to 36 challenges without going, you know, through hell and back, just to get the minimum amount of challenges required. So that's actually really nice. And I guess regarding the build, it's actually pretty good. I mean, I started off as a Absolution Guardian, and although it did fall off pretty quickly, which was pretty sad. I mean, I had no choice anyway. We bought ourselves a Soul Rest, 6-linked it, and then sold it for 1/10 of its price. So that was pretty sad. I switched to Dominating Blow instead, and it was pretty quick in progressing the Atlas because, you know, of course, it's a minion build. It's going to be pretty good, or like really good rather, in clearing maps. But it had a little bit of a problem with bossing because, of course, you know, I'm not used to using minion builds anyway, but at least it did get me to Awakener 8. I just sold, you know, my Awakener 6 and 7 Siruses anyway, so that I could gain a little bit more profit while still going through the Atlas progression as normal. And then that was when we went for this build, our Spectral Shield Throw Inquisitor. It's actually pretty nice. It's a pretty nice build. It can do, you know, pretty stable amount of content, although it hasn't done the Maven, but it can go with Awakener 8 Deathless if you want to. I mean, given that amount of life and armor, but it's actually really good. So if you guys want more details about this build specifically, be sure to tell me in the comments below. I mean, it's really nice though anyway. Really good. Basically using a lot of Cold and Lightning. So yeah. Tell me if you want to know more about that. Alright. And now for the juicy part. Right, so within that 20 seconds of footage, we already have like a pretty dense amount of information. You know, clearly we are gonna get something which is related to, I guess, yeah, somewhat related to the Val again, because it is something that is, we have a vessel that can be added to our character in the inventory. And that, you know, it bleeds. Actually, it has a really nice and cool animation. So what that is, we are not sure. I mean, the best thing we can do right now is just guess, right? And of course, one noticeable thing is the currency that is over there, which is, you know, very similar to an Orb of Fusing, but, you know, looks dark and corrupted. So whether or not it has a higher chance to link something but has a chance to corrupt an item as well, we don't know. Or if it automatically corrupts an item but it makes it a well-rolled corrupt item, we can also guess. And there's also a new skill I am pretty knowledgeable with the icons anyway of these skill gem icons. I mean, this is the Devouring Totem. It's a pretty familiar thing, you know, after seeing it for so many years. But this is a new skill, and funnily enough, it looks pretty similar to a Morning Star, or you know, this base mace. But I mean, typically you would have a dexterity or a strength based lightning skill, or a melee skill rather. So since it also has like bolts of lightning sparking or like arcing from it, this may be some form of lightning skill once more. But you know, we're not sure. We're not sure. You know, whether or not it's gonna be something cool. I hope it will be. So we'll have to see about that. So that will lastly bring us to our next stage, which is going to be, what are we gonna do for the next league? And I'm not actually sure, you know, because there will be a lot of changes to defenses as they said. So I guess we will have to wait until that happens, because you know, we did get a lot of nerfs to defenses anyway, and you know, defenses doesn't seem that rewarding overall to go for, which is pretty sad. But you know, hopefully their changes will alleviate some of that, because you know, I would actually love to have a character that will not do as much damage but can tank a lot of the damage properly and be really, really forgiving. I like to make builds that are like that, beginner friendly, in a sense that you have high survivability and at least enough DPS to just, you know, go through endgame content reasonably well. You know, I'm not that much of a fan of speed clearing, so that is more my style, and it's pretty hard to go for in Path of Exile specifically, actually. More so this league. But yeah. So yeah, that has been pretty much it. Overall, I still liked Expedition despite it being pretty I don't know, I guess pretty awkward at the start, because you know, it doesn't there was a lot of things that you had to go and like re-experience, you know. There was just a lot of new changes that I don't even want to talk about the mana multipliers anymore, because everyone has been talking about it. And defenses has been kind of up in the air recently. So yeah, you know, hopefully we'll get to have a more exciting league now. I mean, I'm actually more excited to see the changes for the defenses more than anything, you know. The Scourge League itself, yeah, sure, you know. And whether or not the rewards are going to be interesting, we'll have to see. I mean, there is going to be a content reveal anyway, just, you know, a little less than 2 weeks from now, 12 days, as listed in the login website. They already have the timer for that, so we will have to see that. We are going to watch that all live, because Twitch drops will be enabled then, okay? So be ready. October 14th. Is that Pacific? Is that Pacific Standard Time? I'm not sure, but it is going to be early in the morning here, so I'm guessing it may be October 15th for GMT +8 or Singapore/Philippines time. So we will be watching that. Of course, we will be streaming that. Let's all get shocked together, you know. And the league itself is going to be on the 23rd, which is going to be the 24th here. So yeah, that is something that we're going to have to go for. So anyways, guys, I hope you hope I've been able to enlighten you a little bit with regards to what has been going on, and what we can expect, at least, you know, what I am expecting. And you know, feel free to type in the comments what you guys want to see in the changes for 3.16. I mean, or you know, even if you guys like have any speculations already as to what the new mechanics will be about, yeah, sure, let's talk about that. So yeah, that has been it. I mean, I will be streaming World of Warplanes once this video goes up, so you know, you guys can catch me on our Twitch over at twitch.tv/that'sfitsasfuck. So yeah, what else? Yeah, I guess that's gonna be it. So thank you everybody so much for watching, if you have stayed up till this time, and you know, I hope to see you guys pretty soon.